the product. That's why everything starts with a seed. You cannot, y'all got these seedless grapes that's not from God. You got all these seeds. Everything has a seed. So he calls the ship a she. That's why you have fellowship. Ownership. Some of y'all don't know. There is a type of certificate in America, they wouldn't even tell them, that they get this type of certificate. And I go all into that. It's kind of deep. That once you get it, you never have to pay taxes. But they don't, only the rich people know it's available. They don't even teach you this in your real estate classes. But when I heard it with the billionaires, when you buy a car and you pay in cash and you say, excuse me, don't give me the title, this particular title. I can't tell it to you over the thing. And when you say this particular title, they look at you and say, what do you know about that? I said, I don't care what you think I know about it. I want you to go up there and get it. Because they hide that for only the rich. The enemy is trying to make only two classes. He's trying to make very poor and very rich. And even jobs are not going to be able to sustain you. You're going to have to be creative to have your own business. Streams of income so that you will leave a legacy and not an invoice. Is this helping you? And so that's why when you when you were saying that, I baked red velvet cake. Everybody wants my red velvet cake. It's so moist. So I have a partner in Kenya, and we changed the name. She's my partner. I don't give her the recipe. I go there and I do it myself, and I just put the timer on the oven. Because you know, as African and African Americans, we would duplicate our mama. How many of y'all know it's the truth? So I went to dinner at the what they call the State House with the president. And she was saying, oh, my God, his wife, you got to taste this red velvet cake. Oh, it's so moist. Oh, we've never tasted anything like it. And it has an African name. So she bought the cake, and I knew it was my cake. I didn't open my mouth. I ain't on no ego. I ain't got to tell nobody. Money talk. See, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You be a silent millionaire. You just go in and buy up stuff. There was something that was, and see, we have this network. When things are available, we say, okay, you have $5,000, you got five. Okay, let's put this together, let's buy this. Laundromats are big business now. So I got together with 100 people, we bought 100 laundromats. All this is for my children. They're going to be they're going to be well off. And we put nothing in our names. So there's laws that you got to go by. That's why it's so important. Some of you in law and all that, you need to be preparing your family for all of this stuff that is to come. It's time for us to take over systems. Did this help you? And get our children to start thinking like that. We got to have a mindset. And so we're training people. Some of you could talk to me afterwards. We have all the information. But I'm telling you, when I was sitting up there, I was listening to Liz. I was like, and I know your pastor is a businessman. But I could take that to another level. Because when you're dealing with billionaires, they talk a different language. They have access to stuff that you don't have. This is what they do. They send you an email and they say, my wife don't want this Mercedes. She didn't like the color. Anybody want to buy this for cash? The Mercedes might have been $80,000. He said, well, just give me what you want. So I said, well, I'll give you $20,000. He said, okay, you can have it. They get rich among each other. Y'all see this? Oh, we got this property. You getting ready to possess land. So let me give you this. I got 21 minutes. I'm going to tell you this, okay? So God said to me that the kingdom assignment is provision. He's going to use us in a cluster. It is so important that you understand that we got to work together. How many of you know we got to work together? So when y'all need to, like, y'all want to redo this church and do renovation, y'all will be fighting who's going to do the renovation because all you going to have money. You don't come over here to struggle. And you don't get into that system of debt. That's not the system of the kingdom. There's good debt where you borrow their money, borrow their money to make money and give it back to them before it's time for the interest. Like American Express. I have American Express. I don't have a limit on it. So if I borrow $100,000 to buy property before the 30 days is over, I pay it back. That's what you call good debt. I just took your money and you ain't made no interest off it. Are y'all getting this? So what God is doing is, God says, I want you to understand finances and provision, healing and wholeness, spiritual warfare, ministry and leadership. All of this is part of being a cornerstone person. Let me try to give to you, because I'm so full. I'm trying to give you every single thing in the book. So we talked about the streams of income. Now you'll be able to understand what I meant when the streams of income. Because if a COVID ever hit again, it's not going to bother y'all because you're going to have so many streams of income. My flat here is in Brentford. And an American company gave me a contract for 3 years to use it. And then COVID hit. Then they're going to call me and ask me, I said, I don't have nothing to do with that. You pay for 3 years, and 3 years, that's what that sheke. Because God knew that no one was going to be doing no Airbnb during that time. And so they were locked in it. Everything I didn't worry about nothing because they gave their money up front. So y'all see, when God spoke about the rivers, the streams of rivers in the Bible, he was speaking to you about what you're supposed to do with business. One brings increase and overflow. One brings bursting forth and breakout. The other one is swift and advancement. And the other one is fruitfulness, multiplication, and peace. You're not a drug dealer where you're making all this money and don't have no peace. You got to have a peace with you every night. The blessings of the Lord make you rich, and it adds no sorrow. And so there's got to be a spirit of generosity, because you got to be able to bless those and bring everybody up with you. And those who want to go, you leave them behind. They'll catch on. But you got to y'all come together. All this talents and stuff that's in here, you need to be talking about what is on your mind. What's the vision? Do you not know that when you give an announcement, there should be an announcement saying, I'm getting ready to open up a business in this. Is there anyone in here that knows marketing? Meet me after church. And when y'all start doing these different businesses, then all this money is coming into the church. And you won't have to want for nothing. How many of y'all ready for that? And all of this is biblical. All of this is biblical. My daughter, oh yeah, she didn't even tell you. She already done designed a website with her clothing. She got a website. She even designed clothes for the dogs. This suit that I have on, this is my design. I designed this. That's why if you notice it fit my arm. Because normally it'd be way over here. You see, normally the pants be all under, they be all over down there. This is my design. I don't be want to wear everybody else's clothes. You wear your own stuff. And so these are things that you want to bring back into the community, bring back into the church so that you could be the bank. The Lord is trying to set you up for the bank. There's some things I cannot say because we're taping. So I'm going to just give you this. Kingdom economy. The Lord gave me this message. He says, I want you to train people how to crack kingdom codes. How do you crack kingdom codes? He said, I'm going to reveal it to the church. So there's strategy planning. You recognize at first, remember I told you that God is the source. You understand that God is the one that gives you the power to get wealth. He is the source. You're doing it for the kingdom. You're not doing it to be greedy. And God says, if you take care of my house, I will always take care of your house. Your children should be walking around talking business. They should be talking business. My grandson, I had picked him up from school. He saw a car. He said, you see that car? He said, I'm going to have a car like that. I said, well, how many cars you going to have? He said, as many as I want. They not even, y'all see this? The way, the mindset, you got to get them to thinking. And stop working for a company all these years for a pension that belonged to you. So let me just tell you what happened. So when God got ready to tell the children of Israel it's time for them to get out of Canaan, Canaan means business owner. Did y'all know that? It means business owner. So that's why the Hittites and the Jebusites occupied the land while the children of Israel were getting their training, because he needs someone to upkeep the property. Because if no one was upkeeping the property, what happens? The real estate go down. So God told him, he says, there's people occupying your land. Can I tell you something? There are people that's occupying your house right now. There are people that's occupying your apartment complex. There are people that's because if no one was upkeeping the property, what happens? The real estate go down. Occupying your land. Can I occupying your house right now? Complex. There are people that's occupying there's people that's mature enough so he could turn it over. The wealth. The wealth is I didn't even know what was going on. When this new Pharaoh came along, it was all in the plan of God. When the new Pharaoh came along, he didn't know them. Why? Because they said that he called them to work rigorously. They were sun up to sundown. Even if they were pregnant, they had to go in the field and work. They didn't know that God was preparing them for getting out of there. The Bible says, y'all better get this. It says that when they got unfeeble among them. Didn't it say that? That's because they had been working in the fields sun up to sundown. They were physically fit. That journey was nothing compared to what they were walking out. They said even the pregnant woman was able to walk out and walk this thing. But God did not let them leave empty-handed. He knew that they had to have money. So what he did was he went and calculated all the time that they were in Goshen. And then he says, y'all not leaving here like that. You're getting ready to get your pension. So God had Pharaoh clear out the whole bank and give it to them. And Pharaoh, well, it was a political thing. They said, we can't believe that you gave them all that money and you let the slaves go. What is wrong with you? We're going to dethrone you. So that's why he got the choicest horses and he got on theirs, because he had to take care of it, because his throne was in jeopardy. And so the Bible says that when he opened up the Red Sea, God opened up the Red Sea. I want y'all to hear me. Made his first aquarium. The octopus was sitting up there. What's up with God? Why he got us up here looking at these folk? I don't know, but we better sit here and watch. And they went across the Red Sea. And as soon as Pharaoh came, because you cannot start a business. Are y'all getting this? All this Bible is about real estate. It really is. It's about land. You thought it was so spiritual. Y'all make everything so spiritual, but you can't pay your light bill. You can't. And so y'all see this. So they go with all this money. Then they get into the wilderness. And they start complaining because it was the mindset. I'd rather go back to Goshen where we could eat, because that's the mindset. And God says, I cannot take this into Canaan. They will have a setback. So let me let them stay here and kill that generation. That generation is not going to experience being owners. So he raised up the young people with Joshua. Ooh. And said that when it's time for you to go, he says you're going to take this new generation and you're going to occupy this land and you're going to start businesses. This day, Jewish people are the most shrewdest business people. This day, Jewish people are the most shrewdest business people in the world. But remember I told you Zebulun was a tribe. This day, Jewish people